telling you, I'm still making history off of the last build we did in December. I just keep going back and listening to our John. I can't stop making pieces off of it. I can't stop it, man. So I'm just glad to be here.
Give thanks every time, and thanks for carving out some time in a schedule, your busy schedule, to have this sit down and to uncover yet another crazy cult. Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy. That's what he initially came out as, not using his governmental name. Then of late, he had this 3-god persona where he introduced a transsexual male into the fold, and was professing this to be the new wave and the new woman, and this is what everyone needs to be getting involved with, is dealing with transsexual, I guess in today's world they call them transsexual women. So there's been plenty of evolution of this character, who has been a plague not only on our community, but he's affected the Hispanic community, isn't it? Wasn't there that the young girl who was gonna what was the detail? Do you remember the young girl, and she got arrested, and there was some kind of thing with her mother? Is this ringing bells?
You talking about Up to Date, or you talking about Velvet?
No, not Velvet. No. This wasn't one of the wives or nothing. This was someone who joins within a very short period of time. Obviously, must have given all the funds and all this. Let me see if I can find it on the old.
I know that. I can't remember the one that left, and then that's the one that ended up getting them knocked.
Yes, that's Velvet. But there was a prior case with I'm sure she was Latino, possibly maybe a European. But she had joined the cult.
You talking about the white girl from Canada?
So yeah, I'm going back to Canada mainly because of the safety of us. I don't want anybody getting hurt because I'm here. So I'm gonna go back there for now until I get things straightened out. And it's like, I came here to be free, and the beings that one didn't want any contact with. I didn't want any contact with them anymore. Like, they are still being possessive over me.
Like, so why did you leave in the first place?
We can't own.
Why did you leave in? Why don't you tell them why you left in the first place? Did I call you like, hey, come join us, be here with us? Am I controlling or manipulating your mind?
I was gonna leave Canada even before I found nature. So
you actually tried to, and
like, I just felt like I belonged here. That's why I came here. Like, my heart just felt like this is my family, so that's why I came here. But I was gonna go. I had plans to leave the country even before, like, and then they tried to be possessive over me. So I got put on pills because I want to leave.
So basically, her family, she's saying that her family just basically put you on medication because you try to leave. Like, she tried to go to Hawaii before she got here.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I didn't know, but I did ask her before she got here, do you have crazy parents?
In my mind, he's not locked up. In my mind, I keep the thought frequency that he is free. And because I know that where my attention goes, that's where my reality will support.
Oh, is it? There was two though. I'm sure there was two. Okay, it's the white girl from Canada. Yeah.
Her people's got her out of there. They pulled some strings. And they got her up out of there. She was gone because they ended up doing some kind of interview, and it was like, I don't know, Dateline, it was some type of big media conglomerate interviewed them when I think he was in Costa Rica. And he was talking and all that. A lot of his teachers, you see her, he'll have her like there, and he'll try to make this comparison of we all the same, but we're original. And he was saying, you know, the white girl was like an archetype, but she wasn't from the original source.
Hardware that are lower self with the consciousness, the software of the higher self. That's where you have my friend, and I've let everybody know your name.
I'm Ray.
Yeah.
Peace
Ray.
reflection.
How did
Ray.
you pop up here?
Sun Ray.
Sun Ray. Ray's here. Wait, isn't Nature Boy a prejudice? Isn't he racist? How does he have white people there? Reflection. This hardware that you are now looking at, this hardware is a mutation hardware from the archetype.
You know, it's all of them do the same thing. They take the pro-black narratives, whether it's from Noble Ali, the Nation of Islam, Black Panthers, 5%, whatever, all that stuff in between, because all those groups after Garvey, they threw away Go Back to Africa and kept what they wanted, mutated it all the way up, and that's what all of these individuals, like you know, Dr. York, Nature Boy, Polite, a lot of people that's in the House of Consciousness, they all use pro-blackness slash anti-whiteness.
Yeah.
And they'll break it up and just use a portion of it to fuel whatever they're doing. And that's what I said before. The House Negro and the Field Negro narrative is still at play. And that the house Negro.
What about the guys there that and the girls that claim that you are God?
I am God. I believe I'm God.
Okay.
I do. I believe that I'm God. I believe we're God. I believe everything is connected. I believe that you're God. I believe that the way I treat you is how I treat God. I believe you don't treat God. We don't praise an invisible God. We praise each other. The way I treat you is how I treat God. I don't put God in my mind. I put God as you. And I love you as I love God. And my relationship with you is my relationship with God. We're God. We're all one. We're one earth, one source. We all breathe the same air on this one rock in the middle of nowhere. And then flying into the abyss of darkness. We're all on this one rock together. And we gotta get along. This is what I'm teaching. We can't keep fighting, and black people don't want to hear it. You know, but I've been breaking through. I've been breaking, see that, all that happened right now, that's what we're gonna lose. That's what my name is losing. What I'm lose. So I'm looking at this like, oh, this is good, this is what I need. I need press to get people to listen to me. Because they keep taking me as a joke. I'm telling them mathematics of the universe. I'm saying, listen, we need to eat this food, we need to get this much sunlight, we need to get out the blood, put the guns away, this is what we need to do. Because we keep ending up behind bars. So we have to let them tune the lane. And this is my message to people.
That is the defendant in his police interview. Who is this guy? What is this case? It's out of Georgia, and that is Eligio Bishop. Take a look. He is a leader of this group, Carbon Nation. Is it a religion? Is it a cult? I don't know. I guess the jury will answer that question at this trial. But he
came into the field, mastered what the field Negro was doing, and then dressed himself up as the new field Negro, but he still was in the house or wanted to be back in the house.
Yes.
And we seen that with Polite and Young Pharaoh. Both of them came out, the white man is this, the white man is that. As soon as Polite got money, he was over there in California doing all kind of stuff, the black stuff went out the window.
Yes.
And Fab did the same thing. As soon as he got money, he went right to Texas and just started dating all these women and throwing parties. And so this is house Negro behavior. You see what I'm saying? They don't care about not looking like the sellouts that they are. They all sold out. Even Charlemagne Clark, if you go back a couple of years, when he was putting out his first book, he was saying around that time, I can't wait to sell out. He just kept saying that. So we have to pay attention that some of these house Negroes will tell you, you know, I can't wait to sell out. Same thing with Polite. He had a thing. He said, y'all said I sold out. I said I cashed in. And he, you know, showed the money, him praying to the money. It's the same thing, but the reason why a lot of the people that watch them get fooled because of two reasons. One, because the crowd that knows what's going on speaks out against it, which is basically right versus wrong. Those who point it out are called haters, or we trying to start something. And the other group are those who are ignorant and they wish to be the same way, which means that inside of them, the climate been made to look like, you know, me going and trying to work and be in the house with the master. That's a glow up. See, they done reverse things. We trying to get off the plantation, but you can't, because generation before us kept going against what Garvey said because of what the Moors did all the way down to these present day cult leaders. That's all people have to do. If you take away all of the stuff that they're saying and then look at the stuff that they're doing, it's always I'm the Messiah or I'm Christ-like, and then they become Christ. Give me your money. Then they start having sex with the followers and abusing the followers. And after a while, some of them even to leave the country that they're in and take them there. These are the same things. Jim Jones did it. Waco, Texas did it. That's the problem, is they don't look at the patterns, and then they try to say, oh, well, cult is another way to say culture. Regardless of how you play with the words, they all do the same thing when it comes to that word culture. Or they'll say, well, everything is a cult. The government is a cult. This isn't a cult. See, that shows you that all of them are following a bigger pattern of power that controls individuals and their systems down to the smallest thing. That's what I keep trying to reiterate in these conversations. Go ahead.
They've been given keys, lesser keys. Just use the terminology that them folk use. They've been given the lesser keys of knowledge to suppress and aggrandize self amongst the local indigenous or original people. So they've been given this information, and the veneer is, man, I'm pro-black. The white man is the devil, the black man is God, and we hear that rhetoric initially, and for the for the 85ers, let's use that terminology, it's like, shit, I've never heard that before. This is powerful. I knew I was a little bit special. And they go along this journey, thirsty for knowledge. They start to worship the person rather than the information. And then they get a step further, and then they actually get, because they're in the physical space of the wilderness of North America, they will take their ass thousands of miles away to go and see this person talk. Then they're talking about, so it's been 3 years, guys, and we're doing a GoFundMe, and we're gonna buy some land down in Georgia, and we're gonna have a little commune so we can have families and we can get away from the government. And that may work for a couple of years or for a few months, and then they're like, let's go to Costa Rica. We're having too much problems. We're having too much run-ins with the law. They won't leave us alone. Let's do something similar to, as you say, Jim Jones did, or John of God. Let's go to a South American, country where they're a little bit lax, and I can pay people with the money and allow things to take place. And people get, because they've invested now after 3, 4, 5 years in this thing, they're in a cognitive dissonance state. They've also been manipulated and brainwashed to a point via this cult leader. So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're now like potty in the cult leader's hands, and it doesn't matter what the family says because they're that entrenched into it. They're gonna fight and brawl on beaches. They're gonna rub his feet as a male. They're gonna allow him to slap them in the face. Yeah, they're gonna do all of the stuff because they've now been conditioned. So this is he's the Messiah. He's the 3 God. We're gonna stand up like idiots and raise our fingers in that kind of, okay kind of sign.
One of those women is an accuser and is an alleged victim and testified today. You will hear her testimony. You won't see her, and we won't say her name, but you can hear some of the allegations. And as we listen, the question for this jury is going to be, was she coerced? Was she forced? Was she trapped? Was she sexually assaulted? Let's listen.
Way before you come to coronation, there's rules. So like, the rule is you have to get rid of all of your stuff. You have to change your name. Those are non-negotiable. When you get there, you have to put all of your financial belongings into what we would call a pot, where we would pull resources from the group, and we would use these resources to feed ourselves, travel, etc. If you didn't give your documentation, you were like verbally abused in amongst the circle. Like they would make, like have a meeting. We would call them meetings, kind of like what was going on right now, except if you were the victim, we would be like, why aren't you putting your money? Are you for it? Are you, and then it would be like verbal abuse. And so that was a rule. Another rule was that we couldn't use the bathroom. We had to use the bathroom a certain way. At one point in time, and because things progressed, it didn't keep happening, but it actually was a rule for us not to wear shirts. Like women couldn't wear shirts at one point in time. So we started putting leaves on our nipples, going live. And other things that I wouldn't consider quote unquote rules, but were non-negotiable things in the group, was that every woman had to have sex with Nature Boy, or have some type of sexual fantasy with him. And a lot of times when that would happen, it would be forced and non-consensual, because it was not negotiable for anybody there. When I chose to be polygamous, we instantly was like monogamous. So when we were monogamous, he was doing the whole love bombing thing. Like, I really love you. I really want to be with you. You make me so happy. I really see you as the only woman in my life. I want you to have my children. Everything a woman want to hear. So eventually, I got pregnant, and when I got pregnant, that's when the abuse started, and he really started getting abusive with me. And then later down the line, he had admitted to me that he couldn't wait to get me pregnant, and his goal was to get me pregnant so that he can do whatever he wants, so that I wouldn't leave him. So me getting pregnant was his way of trapping me.
I predicted Eligio being arrested when I was on my boy Remiel, my YouTube. We did a live together back in, I think, about May 5th, 2022, I think, somewhere up in there. I put the right time, because I'm gonna chop this up.
Yes.
And I did videos breaking down the 3 God thing. All of this goes back to what we call in Noon 3 ether. And when he was wearing the 3 on his side of his face, Marsha Nuku, my wife, and Quira Upu Nuku did videos breaking down the 3 God, and that represented Osiris. Osiris, which is the god of the underworld, or the god of the spirit dead. We brought that in to show that this was a spiritual thing controlling him. And he was calling himself Osiris and all that stuff. while the rest of the people who was listening to him had no idea where he was talking about. And if you look at things prior to what he was teaching, he had nothing dealing with that. All of a sudden, he's 3 God.
Yes.
Watched a lot of his lives when he was down in Atlanta.
This episode is sponsored by Supreme of the UK. Click the link in the description and support the broadcast.
Even though I wanted to rip your fucking head off, but I'm gonna just be cool, because you know what? In the end, where that's gonna lead me? Prison. And I'm not about to end up in nobody's cage because I couldn't control my anger. So I know how this shit go. Right in the moment, I'm like, you know what?